Yes, good morning, everyone. Today we have Dr. Anand A, Assistant Professor from National Institute of Engineering, Mysuru. He will be engaging a session on intellectual properties for you. He is having 8 years of teaching experience in various institutions in Mysore. It includes NIE, Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering. He is also having 4 years of industry experience, which includes John Crane's, Rand, Textron, and he worked there as design engineer. And he obtained his PhD in 2021, and his research was related to study of biodiesel extracted from Pongamia, neem, and calophyllum seeds. He is also a coordinator for various academic activities in the college like NAC, NBA. He is also having experience in coordinating various FDPs and IQAC cells. He was a coordinator for short-term student program offered by Tata Technologies. The program was Distance Ready Engineer, and he is certified by ANSYS Incorporation. He is having 21 publications in international journals to his credit. He is a member of ISHRAE Mysore, ISTE, and Institute of Engineers. I welcome you for this session, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Bharat.
Yes, sir. Now you can start your session, sir.
Thank you,
And
sir.
small instructions for participants. If you have any doubts, you can put that in chat so that it will be easy for answering your queries.
Fine. Okay.
Yes, sir.
A warm good morning to all. Actually, before I start with my presentation, I thanks Mr. Bharat for giving me this opportunity so that I can share my experience and whatever little knowledge I have with respect to intellectual property rights. And actually, it is much different than what the field I am into. Myself, I am a mechanical engineer, basically, and I have worked in a couple of industries as well as I'm working as an academician in National Institute of Engineering. Boys, actually, I just don't want to give the presentation like students, okay, like where you just keep on telling something and people just doesn't even listen for you. Okay, am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Yeah. Actually, I was about to say that I was telling that this presentation, it must not be like one side where I just keep on presenting and you just keep on listening. So I would like to make it more interactive. Like I ask you questions and it will be open to all. So if anyone is interested, if anyone knows, I want you to be interactive. Okay. And as I told you, I'm basically a mechanical engineer, and whatever the concepts I'll be talking today in these sessions will be relating to the mechanical engineering, not more into uh, legal aspects of intellectual property or not more into those things. It is not just a brief what is intellectual property and what is the need of intellectual property and how the what is the benefits of it and how the companies are using it as an asset for their company growth, right? Any doubts? If there is no doubts, let us go to next slide. So as I told you, I'll be talking on role of intellectual property in innovations and new product development. So when I say intellectual property, there are lots of things to talk. It is like how to get the first of all, what is intellectual property and why we need to have this intellectual property. So before I start with my presentation, I just want to know how the technology is growing around us. Like how many of you are technical side? Is there anyone who is from BE or any technical background?
Yes, sir. I'm Rakshita, computer science engineer.
Good, computer science engineering. So you will be having certain like technical aspects, like how the companies are patenting their new findings. That's nice. Okay, just I'll just like to play one small video which actually showcase how the technology is transforming and where we started and what we are today. So with that, we'll understand what is technology and why the technology is going so fast. Right? Is it visible? Video is visible?
No, sir.
Hold a second. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
look. This is a small video, okay? I
Sir,
just
but we
want you
cannot
to.
hear audio.
That's fine, no issues.
Oh,
Like you will be understanding what is happening by seeing the video itself. You'll understand, and I'll just give the background of the whatever that you're going to see. So you all know like how the mankind has started, how the innovations have been started, the invention of wheel. So it is all started with the small innovation. So wheel, the invention of wheel has led to many things actually, and we are in motion through that particular small invention. And there is the old vehicles, automobiles in early 1990s. And this is the present cars that is available in the market. Super fast cars, high-end cars, more sophisticated cars. And like most of the brands, so branding is very important. I tell you why branding is important in later in our presentation. And this is the technology that we have today in automobile industries. It is only in automobile industries. Not only in automobile, we are also evolving more in aerospace industries also. Spaceships, not only in the land and sky, we also rule on the sea. Submarines, warships. So if this is our present, this is our present. We all started with small wheel innovation and we evolved over the period of time. And over these few decades or few centuries, we have evolved a lot. So actually, I want to tell about the industry revolutions. We are going into industry 4.0. I think, is there anyone who knows about industry 4.0? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
No, sir.
yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, is there anyone who know about industry 4.0? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by industry
Yes,
4.0?
Chetan.
What do you understand by industry 4.0? This is the fourth industrial revolution that is happening. It is happening. It is already the industries are moving forward for industry 4.0. They are preparing for the next upcoming challenges, that future that they are planning for. Okay, there let us see like how will our future will look like with respect to technology. A small presentation on the how the future will look like. I think, see, what and all you see here is all is connected to some of the Hollywood movies. Okay. And whatever the technology you see in those movies is not like imagination. It's not something uh, like virtual. Okay. It is reality that will become a reality one day. I'll show you. I'll tell you. And okay. So what you felt after watching this video? So what you felt after watching this video? What is happening around us? The technology is growing. It is growing exponentially. It is not linear growth. It is growing exponentially. Every minute, every day, a new technology is evolving. Am I right? Do you agree with this, boys? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with this? The technology is
Yes,
changing
sir.
every day. The smartphone today is outdated for tomorrow. You get a better smartphone with better features. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this is how the innovation is happening, and this is how the technology is growing. Then, what is the role of IPR in this innovation and new product development? What do you mean by IPR? IPR means intellectual property rights. I tell you, I'll come to that later. So, this is a brief on technology growth. So, you understood now every day there is a technology is changing. Every day we are upgrading. Am I right? So, with this briefing about the technology and the innovations that is happening around us, I just wanted to discuss few things in this sessions. What are those things? First, I want to let you know what is IPR, what is intellectual property rights, and why intellectual property rights. What are the benefits of IPR, and how these intellectual property rights will become a business asset, and some few case studies. Okay, so these are the things that we'll be discussing in today's session. So before I go to next slide, I just want to know what is property rights. Before I start with what is property rights, first I want to know how you define a property. So what do you understand by a property? How much property you have? So someone will always raise a question telling like how much property you have, how much assets you have. Then how are you going to tell? What are you going to refer there, boys?
You can even put your answers in chat.
A chat will be difficult for me to read.
Okay.
I'll just keep my chat on then. Okay, that's fine now. Yeah, if you are like, can somebody tell me what is a property is? How you can define a property which you own, right? You have, when I say I have a property, I own with some rights, right? I need to have something which is belongs to me with such with some rights. I need to have some certain rights, and somebody has to give that rights to me. Say that this is for your own. Am I right? Which makes status and value creations exactly. Am I right? That's true. Then how? What is that property is? See, actually, property can be classified into two types. Okay, one is called as tangible property, and another one is called as intangible property. Have you heard of these words, tangible property and intangible property, before, boys?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by tangible property? So property is term describing anything that a person or a business has a legal title over, affording owners certain enforcing rights over said items. Okay, there is the definition given for the property. Okay, this property can be then again can be of two types. One is called as tangible property. Tangible which can fet or touch is called tangible property. Exactly. So there is one property called as tangible property, another one is called intangible. So what do you understand by tangible property? Tangible property, which is the asset, okay, which you can see, you can feel, we can touch, we can understand what it is. You can give the value to that property directly. You can specifically, you can fix the value to that property. Okay. Okay, intangible properties are goodwill and reputations. Well, I'll let you know about that. So tangible assets are physical, measurable assets that are used in companies' operations. Assets like property, plant, equipments are tangible assets. So what are comes under this? So land, vehicles, equipments, machineries, furnitures, inventory, security. So all these are tangible properties. Okay, so these are the some of the physically you can see and you can give the values to it, right? When I say intangible properties, an intangible asset is a typically a non-physical asset used over a long term. Intangible assets are often intellectual assets, and as results, it's difficult to assign a value to them because of uncertainty of value benefits. So you heard of this, right? Have you heard of intangible assets? Have you heard of intangible assets? Right? I think you have heard of it. So what are the comes under intangible assets? Intangible assets like patents, trademarks, copyrights, goodwills, okay, franchises. All these things comes under intangible assets, and these are not physical quantities. Okay, cannot evaluate the value of these quantities easily. It is very difficult for us to understand. So how much value it is? See, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ I want to. Is it okay if I talk in Kannada in between, boys? Everyone can understand Kannada, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. That's true. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I was like when Bharat sir was giving out my brief introduction, he mentioned the company called John Crane. John Crane is there in it's in Pioneer second stage. Okay, if you go to Wipro Technologies, if you have seen Wipro Technologies in Pioneer, just behind the Wipro Technologies, John Crane is there. John Crane is a UK based company. They manufactures the mechanical seals components. I worked as a design engineer for those companies. See, when I was working with the John Crane, the company, they produce a mechanical seals, and those mechanical seals usually cost around 10 to 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs sometimes. But actually, the manufacturing cost was very much negligible. Like it was like almost like 5 lakhs or 3 lakhs. Within 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs, you can manufacture those component, but their selling price was very high. Can somebody tell me why the component price has been increased there? Why the manufacturing cost was 5 lakhs, but the selling price was 20 lakhs? Why the difference is? Where that decrease in GDP? No, 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 no. You can see some services what you provide to the development of the product cannot be quantified easily. So the development cost we put as a development cost. The development cost includes the technology involved and the also the rest of the things, patenting, advertising, everything. Okay, all those things together, it will make the cost of the component. Understanding. So the development cost is also incurred there. And this development cost is not so easy to for you to define it. Understanding. It's an intangible like it's an intangible way of assigning the price to that component. I'll come to it later. Okay. Fine. You understood, right? So intangible assets are one which is not physical, and you need okay, and you need it's not so easy to evaluate the price of these intangible assets, and some of them are patent, trademarks, franchises, goodwills, and then what is IP? Now you understood what is property, okay, and what are the difference of properties. So one is property is like physical property, tangible property, another one is non-physical property, intangible property. Then what do you mean by IP? Intellectual property. What do you understand by intellectual property? It comes under intangible asset. Okay, intellectual property comes under intangible asset. But what do you mean by intellectual property? Intellectual andre ಏನು? What is the meaning of that? Intellectual. Something relates to what? To our something that relates to our intelligence, creativity, innovativeness. Okay. Intellectual means something that relates to our intelligence or creativity. The term intellectual property refers to a unique value addition creation of a human intellect that results for a human in creativity and inventiveness. Okay, this is the definition given for intellectual property. So you are, due to some your intelligence, from your own intelligence, you have created something, and that creation is your property, and you have to secure that creation. So we have done some design, you have done some uh, unique where no other person can do it. Okay, and you, that is a value addition to the humankind. When it's a value addition to the human, or but when it's a value addition to the society, you have to protect that, whatever the creation that you have done. So that is intellectual. Whatever the ideas or whatever the creations that I have done, it's my own property, and I need to make sure that that property will be secured or protected, so that no other person can steal my ideas. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, boys? Hello? Do we allow the other person to steal our ideas and make use of for their own benefit? Will you, boys? Do you allow? Huh? So what are the examples of intellectual property? Some of the examples of intellectual property are artistic works, literatures, music, paintings, sculptures, computer programs. Somebody told that they are from B computer science background. Okay, programs, new programs that you develop. Okay, indigenous intellectual property, internet domain names, invention, trademark, service mark, trade secrets. All this comes under intellectual property. Am I right, boys? Industrial design that has been missed out. Some of the industrial design innovations. What? Hello? Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
And please give your thoughts when I say what is intellect, what is our intellectual properties. And there are different types of intellectual properties like author rights, copyrights, database rights, industrial design rights, intellectual rights to magic methods, moral rights. Okay, so these are all the rights that we gain from what we have, what the things that we have invented. You understanding? So some things we have invented, but we need to have the rights over that. So we need to get the authority or authorization that what we have created. So we have to gain the rights over the creations that we have done from our intellectual. Right? Is it true? Am I right or wrong in this process? So what comes under intellectual property? As I told you, you have patents, okay, trademarks, trade secrets, layout design, industrial design, and copyright. See, is there anyone in this group who wants to become an entrepreneur? Any vision to become an entrepreneur in this group? Boys? Anyone willing to start a new company?
Unmute yourself and answer the answer.
Anyone willing to start our own company? No one. So don't want to, no one wants to become an entrepreneur, or no one wants to start up a company. No one wants to become like. See, actually, in the process of starting a company, if you want to start a private limited company, you have to undergo certain laws or certain agreements. Am I right? Am I right? So usually, where you start with, when you start a company, where you start with naming the company. Okay, am I right? You want to name the company, right?
Yes, sir.
And once you name the company, what you do? As soon you name the company, what you do? You're going to make a logo of your company, right? So once you make the logo, what actually you make when you're making these logos, what actually comes to your brain? Your logo has to be unique. Am I right? So it must be unique, and you have to, and you also see that your logo will be protected from copyrights. So no one others can copy your logo. So how are you going to make protection of these things? Your trade name, okay, and your trademark and your copyrights. How are you going to protect? So that is how the intellectual property rights will define. Okay, that is where you're going to do it. So let us start with some one concept that is called copyrights. What do you mean by copyrights? Which represents intellectual property that protects from being duplicated by non-authorized parties. Have you heard of the word copyright? ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು copyrights ಅಂತ? Where and all you have seen this word copyright? Okay. I think you are getting bored with my presentation. There is a small video, a small cartoon that I'm going to play. Okay. So that is very interesting actually. So what do you mean by copyright, first of all? Can somebody tell me what is copyright? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by copyright? Exactly. In movies name, we can see copyright and to some product designs. So I just see this video. This is a small cartoon, okay? It's a cartoon that we'll look into. It is more interesting actually. The movement of this girl is similar to the movement of Jungle Book animation. So what do you understood by seeing that small video? What do you understood? The scripts were being, or the codes that is used to animate those cartoons were being copyrighted. I mean, it was been copied from one movie to another movie. Am I right? Am
Yes,
I
sir.
right?
Yes,
Can
sir.
we do it ethically? Can we do it? If someone has already done something and we have just used the same codes for our own applications, can we do it ethically? It's a non-ethical, right? You cannot use someone's work and you cannot present it as your own work. And similarly, it is always necessary for us to give the copyright right. We have to provide the rights to someone so that they can use our codes. Only when we provide the rights, they can use our codes. If not, it is non-ethical. Am I right?
Yes,
Am
sir.
I right, boys? Okay. So you have to protect your codes. So then what you're going to do? You're going to make the law. So you're going to sign a law, so you're going to have a, like you're going to make a copyrights protection, okay, so that no one can steal your work or no one can present your work and say that it's your own work. When and also you can see this copyrights symbol. You know how the copyright symbols comes with C with circle. Am I right? So also, if you go to some of the website, and if you see there, even they have this statement referred. This contents of this website may not be reproduced partially or fully without due permissions from the Intellectual Property India. So actually, this was been taken from the IPR India itself. The IPR India itself has given this copyright statement so that no one can steal the information from this particular website. If you want to know, if you want to take the information, unless until you don't doesn't have the rights. If they doesn't provide the rights, you're not supposed to do it. When if you're doing it, it's not ethical process. And what happens? What will be the sequence? What will be the consequence of that? If you are copying someone, then what will be the consequences? Can somebody tell me what could be the consequences? What could be the consequence? The person who is having this copyrights can sue on the person who has stolen. He can sue on them. Okay, he can penalize on him. So that will become a huge penalty for you. So you must be very careful when you're copying the contents from the website. You must be very careful. If you're taking it, you have to at least you must always cite their names or cite the website from where you have taken the content. That is very much required. Okay, this is with respect to copyrights. And copyrights comes with the journals also. Like when most of the times we're going to publish the papers in most of the journals, and here it is much different. Okay, so your own work, you have done a journal paper and you are publishing in one journal. When you are publishing with one journal, actually you are not understanding this. You are giving all your rights to that publisher. Am I right? Have you seen this? Is there anyone who has already published a paper in a journal? Have you ever published a paper in a journal? So if you have published a paper in journal, you can see the agreement that has been given here. This agreement refers to the entire understanding of the parties. The agreement may be amended only in writing by an amendment signed by the parties. The amendments are incorporated by the reference to the agreement. Reference to this agreement. Okay. So what is actually you are giving all your rights to the journal that you are publishing, so that once you publish the paper to one of the journal, you cannot say it's your own work because you already given your copyrights to that particular journal. Understanding, right? Are you able to understand this process?
Yes, sir.
This is all about copyrights. The next comes the patent. What do you understand by patent? Which provides the property rights to an inventor. Am I right? There's a patent war between the Samsung and Apple. Do you know that one? Anyone know about this?
Yes.
So there is a huge war between the Apple and Samsung. Actually, there are 50 lawsuits have been proposed by both the companies, where the companies are actually suing one on another that they were some of their inventions have been copied by Samsung and some of the inventions of Apple's have been copied by Samsung. Okay. Okay, there is one condition here where the Samsung is filed the case against the Apple in US. The company actually seeks a ban of iPhone 5, because most of the things that is what you find in iPhone 5 is been copied. So then the Samsung is claiming that it has been copied from the Samsung, right? Have you heard of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you understand by patent? Why we have to patent? So what exactly? See, there is a difference between copyright and patent. Copyright is actually it comes within the literatures and the some artistic works. Okay, that comes under copyright. What comes under patent then? The innovative works that you have done. Okay, when you have done an innovative works, that works has to be protected, and that will be protected under laws of patents. Okay, you're going to patent your work, and you say it is my own work, and no one can steal my work. Say there is one story I have to tell here with respect to patent. Have you heard of 3D printing?
Yes, sir.
How many of you know about 3D printing? You know how old this technology is? Somebody tell me how old this technology is? 3D printing technology. How old it is? When the technology was invented? Any guess? Any guess? Boys? Actually, the 3D printing became very popular in last one decade. It started from 2009 or 2010, where the people will started to understand the importance of 3D printing, and they are starting to, and you can see lots of 3D printers available in the market in present days. But the first 3D printing technology was been introduced in the year 1984. Okay, stereolithography was the process that has been invented in 1984, but it became very popular in 2009 and 10. Why it took so much time to get popular? Why the technology took so much time to get popular? Any guess here, boys? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
No, like, can you tell me why the 3D printing technology became very popular in later 2010 and 2011? Why not in, even though the technology was been developed in 1983? Like the technology was developed in 1983 or 1984, but why it became so popular in 2009 and 10? What happened in all those years? Why it was not so popular? Hello, boys?
Yes, if anyone is having answer, unmute yourself.
No answer. See, when you see, the technology was invented in 1984. Even though the technology was invented in 1984, immediately after the invention, they had patented the technology. They got all the rights of that particular product. Okay. So since they have patented, they had the rights of that product, it was not so easy for the other companies to use the technology. And that technology can be sold only to a particular people. Okay. You can sell the technology. Once you have the patent, once you have the full rights of your innovation, then you can sell that technology only to a particular industries, or you can start your own industries. Okay, giving the service to the other industries. So when you're giving the service to other industries, you're going to get some, what you're going to get, what you're going to get, boys. What, so when you have a patent, and if other company wants to use your technology, how are you going to give your technology to them?
By royalty patents.
Huh? By
Royalty, sir.
royalty. You're going to ask for a royalty. So then what happens? So your whatever the innovation that you have done, it'll become an asset for you. It will make you to grow financially. Am I right? So it is not so easy for other people to use use your ideas. Okay. Similarly for 3D printing, even though it was been invented in 1984, it took almost 20 years because it was been the technology was patent, and it took almost 20 years to become more popular in the market. And once, like, even though, see, here you need to keep one thing in mind: the patents will expire after certain years. So what is the minimum period of what is the minimum period? Any guess? In India, it is how many years? After how many years it will going to expire? Here, like, it's not expiring. You can even, like, what you can say, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. What you can say, for actually Indian patents ಇರೋದು 10 yearsಗೆ. 5 yearsಗೆ ನೀವು every 5 years you have to renewal your patent. That is what in Indian policy. But US patents ಇರೋದು 20 yearsಗೆ. So after 20 years, it will become an open technology. Once it becomes an open technology, anyone can copy that technology. Likewise, in 3D printing, even though it started in 1984, after 20 years of this technology, it became more popular in the market because the technologies was open to the everyone. Am I right? So that is how you can protect your technology. Once you protect your technology, if it is really needed in the market, with the goodwills, you can sell your patents. Okay, so that is the advantage. So what are the requirements for patentability? If you want to patent certain technology, what are the main requirements? First, it has to be a novel work. It must be your own, okay, indigenous work. It has to be an indigenous work and a novel work. Then only you can start to patent it. Inventive steps. Okay, it must be non-obvious work. Okay, no other person can do it easily. It must be technically, like no, not easy deducted by the dis- deducted by a person with average knowledge of technical field. So it has to be innovative step. Okay, non-obvious step. It must be industrial applicable. It must be useful for the society. So then only you can make the component. Then only the component will become a patentable. The subject matter must be accepted as patentable under the national patent law. So, Andre, again, here, one more thing I want to mention here. So, actually, you patent on the one the country. Let us say if you have made a patent in India, it doesn't mean that you are protecting from the other countries. The other countries, if you want to protect from other countries, you have to patent in other countries also. ನಿಮಗೆ US patent ಇದೆ, China patent ಇದೆ, India patent ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ನೀವು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿನ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ US market, you also need to get the US patents. You know about this? Did you know about this? So these are some of the requirements. Okay, so if you want to patent your idea, it must be more innovative and novel, and it must also be non-obvious, right? Okay, so this is all about the patentability and patenting. Next comes the trademark. What do you mean by trademark? So how are we going to recognize a company? Based on its, so most of the companies, like IBM andre heldre, IBM ke ನೀವು ಏನ್ mind ಬರುತ್ತೆ? As soon as you, so let us forget IBM. As soon as I say Benz, what comes to your mind? What comes to your
The
mind?
name of reputation, sir.
Name of reputation, and also
Product.
this symbol, the icon they have used, or
Logo.
the logo they have used. I'm sorry, the logo they have used. Okay, that makes the trademark of that particular company. Am I right? Am I right? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು example ಇದೆ. Everyone can see this. What is this? McDonald's logo. Alva? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
There is one more logo here. McDowell's anta. It is a copied one, and it is actually there was a issue on this. So they McDowell's and the McDonald's, and this is the original icon. This is one copied one. So you need to protect your trademark also. The people will start to copy. And though last 2-3 weeks back, I've just purchased one Samsung charger. Okay, in the some China bazaar. Even there, it was written as Samsung, but it was not Samsung. It was Samsung. Okay, just by changing one letter, they're using it. Do you think it is a ethical way? It's a non-ethical way. Am I right? Am I right? Then again, what you can do, the companies can start to sue on you. They can tell that you're copying my trademark. So you have to make the protection of your trademark also, or you have to make the protection of your symbols also. Am I right? So this is called trademark protection. So similarly, we have industrial design. Rights on industrial design. What do you mean by rights on industrial design? So this is where we are into. We mechanical engineers work more on for industrial design. Industrial design is what makes a product attractive and appealing, hence adding commercial values to the product and increase its marketability. So actually, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ whatever the car that is been there in the market, before they release the car into the market, it will be the, what you can say, the shape of the car. Okay, that will be patented by by the manufacturer. You know about that? Okay, so everything you can protect. Okay, only thing you must know how to protect it. So you must know how to get your patent and how to make and how to make these things as a intellectual property of your own, right? So protecting an industrial design helps to ensure a fair returns on investments. So obviously it helps you. Can somebody give an example on this? Any idea? Anything where you can see, we can tell that this design cannot be copied? Other one product, can you just recall one product where that design cannot be copied and it is unique only belongs to that particular company? I have one more slide on this. I'll tell you. Boys, any idea? So you need to protect your industrial design. Hence, to ensure, why we have to protect? To ensure it helps in fair returns on the investment, improves the competitiveness of the business against the copying and imitating the design of the competitors, helps to increase the commercial value of the company as successful industrial design continue business asset, encourage creativity in the industry and manufacturing sectors as well as the traditional arts and crafts. Now, I have lots of examples to discuss on this industrial design. As I go on, I'll let you know. Okay. So this, like, have you seen this Coca-Cola bottles? How many intellectual property rights are there on these Coca-Cola bottles? Can somebody recall how many you can expect? And what are those intellectual property rights you can give it for this on this bottle? Boys? So what and all rights I can take on by just on this particular Coca-Cola bottle? Here the sum of the list. Okay. So utility patent in tamper resist cap design. Okay. This tamper resist cap design. So on that utility patent has been taken. Trademark in logo on label. So the trademark, the logo that has been used on the label, it is the trademark rights have been taken. Copyrights in the text on the labels, whatever the text that is given on the labels, there they have taken the copyright. Okay. Trade design or design patent covering the bottle shape. So this bottle shape has a uh, patented with the design over the bottle shape. And trade secret means whatever the ingredients that is used to prepare a preparation of the Coca-Cola, that ingredient or the formula has been patented. So these are the few patents that intellectual property rights that has been taken only with respect to the Coca-Cola bottle or only with respect to this particular product. Any doubts till now, boys? Any doubts? Okay, Charles Hull. Charles Hull was the first person. Okay, fine. Okay, then now with all these discussions, you might have got an idea what is intellectual property rights. Am I right? Am I right? I've already discussed this. What do you mean by intellectual property rights? IP is protection in law by, for example, patent, copyright, and trademarks, which enable people to earn recognition or financial benefits from what they have invent or create. So that is called as intellectual property rights. Okay. Am I right, boys? Any difficulty in understanding till now? So what you have to do? You have to do by striking the right balance between the interest of innovations and the wide public interest. The IP systems aim to foster an environment in which creativity and innovations can be formed. So there is the requirement, okay? So this is very much required. You must protect your ideas. Once you protect your ideas, you can gain lots of money out of it. Not only gaining, you also get the reputation out of it. The companies are looking forward for many more number of patents, actually. I have few more examples. Actually, I'm not taken the examples of big company. I've taken the examples very small companies and very people with whom I have interaction. Okay, with that I have taken as an example, and I'll going to discuss with you. So I think with this, it is clear with you what is intellectual property rights and why we need to have the intellectual property rights and how we can protect our intellectual properties. Am I right? Any difficulty in understanding till now? So what are the activities that laid under the intellectual properties by the World Intellectual Property Right Organization? So when we're going to celebrate Intellectual Property Right Day, the WIPO has given a day to celebrate as an Intellectual Property Rights Day. When it is? It is on 26th of April. Okay, and this people have also listed some of the activities that come under intellectual property rights. What are those activities? It could be industrial designs. Okay, industrial designs where most of the companies are patenting every day with all the new inventions they are doing. Scientific discoveries. So whenever I discover something new in the market, I can make it as a patent and I can utilize it. Protection against unfair competitions. Okay, like just as I told you, the mobile companies are actually suing one another and making issue. One big example is Apple is suing on Samsung, and Samsung is actually suing on Apple. You know the Apple and Samsung story, how they started and why and what is their rivalry is. Actually, they started as an aligned companies. They wanted to become in partnership together, but later there's it all the ideas, the Samsung and whatever the technology exchange they had. Once with the technology exchange, then they started to sue one another, like on the against the uh, technology, taking over the technology or stealing over the technology, right? Literacy, artistic and scientific works, invention in all fields of human endeavors, performance of performing artistic phonograms and broadcasts, trademarks, service marks, commercial names, and design designations. All these things can be patented, and you can save it as an intellectual. And you can take it as an your own property. You can make it as an intellectual property. Understanding, right? Right. So, what is the benefits of IPR? Once what you're going to get it. So, by taking the intellectual property rights, what are the advantages you're going to get? You can get an exclusive rights on the creations or the inventions that you do by yourself. Okay, you're going to get the encourages individual to distribute and share informations and data instead of keeping it confidentially, provides a legal defense and offers. See, only when you have patented your idea you can go and sue in the court. Okay, unless until you are not patented, you cannot sue in the any of the courts. Okay, so it is your own. You must actually protect your ideas. That is how you're going to do. Okay, if you want to protect your ideas, you have to make your law. You have to patent your ideas. Okay, provides legal defense and offers the creators to uh, incentives of their works, helps in social and financial developments. So these are some of the benefits that you're going to get from IPR, intellectual property rights. So what is intellectual property rights? How it has been amended in India? So when it started in India, any guess, guys? When the intellectual property rights actually started in India? Boys? When the IP rights or the concept of IP rights started in India, the first amendment was been done in when this first amendment was done. The Patent Amendment Act 1999 facilitated the establishment of the mailbox systems for the filling patents. Okay, it was started in 1999, and now the amendment was been revised in 2002, and also there was an amendment done in 2005. So after that, there is no any new amendments incorporated in the Indian intellectual property rights. I tell you how to get the details of IP rights and how you can get the patents registered in in India. Okay, I'll tell you all those things. So intellectual property a business asset. Do you think this intellectual property will become a business asset? How many of you will agree for this? Boys? How many of you agree for this? Do you think whatever the IP, intellectual properties that you do will become an in business asset? Then first question there. How many of you are interested to become an entrepreneur? Anta? Is there anyone who is willing to become an entrepreneur? If you are willing to become an entrepreneur, obviously you will understand the importance of IP, intellectual property. How it makes a major role towards the business growth. How it makes you to become a unique. It makes you to become. It tells that you are actually uh, like the more the patents you have, the better recognizations you get, the better technology growth you have. So once you have the better recognizations and better technology growth, your identification will also going to get increased. With that, your business will also grow. So most of the companies are working towards getting those IP rights for all the inventions they are doing. And once you become an unique, once you have this IP rights for all the technology that you have taken, no other person can compete with you for certain period of time for almost 20 years. I told you, even the 3D printing was invented in 1984. They monopolized the whole market. They monopolized the whole market because they have patented the work. They safeguard their old technology. So, but if someone wants to take the technology, you can give it with big royalty. So that is an advantage. So now the companies are looking forward for this. So this is an asset for any of the company. The more the patent you have, the better technology you have, the better growth you're going to have. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? And this cutting throat, sorry, in this cutthroat competition, a global market, knowledge, idea, and its commercial use has turned up to be an essential and important asset for any business to succeed and learn. flourish. Am I right? Do you agree for this statement? Do everyone agree for this statement? It is essential. The knowledge and the idea. So whatever you have, if you that will actually becomes it makes your business to grow successfully. It makes you to become unique in the global. You will in this particular world. Okay. Once you are unique, then what happens? Certainly, you can rule the market. Okay. Ideas can also be referred as an intangible assets or intellectual properties of a business which brings commercial values by innovation, inventions, and creation. Am I right? Am I right? So let us go with some of the examples. How many of you know about Aether Engineer? What this company is about? How many of know about Aether Engineer? Sorry, energy. Aether Energy. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಐತರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಈ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ? Where it is? Boys? Any idea about
No.
the Aether
No, sir.
Energy?
No, sir.
No. You don't know?
No, sir.
In Bangalore, sir.
It is in Bangalore. What they are into? What they are into? They are manufacturer of electric
Electronic
bikes.
vehicle.
Electric bikes. So long before someone thought that electric bikes become an important, important in the market, they started with the innovation. Okay, now they are actually half the share of Aether Engineer was been purchased by Honda. Honda is actually investing on the technology growth of Aether Engineer, Aether Energy. Aether Energy is there in Bangalore itself. It is situated in Bangalore itself. How many patents the Aether Energy has? How many patents they have? They have 43 patents. Okay, and 11 international patents. Okay, Aether Energy has filed 43 patent applications along with 11 international patents applications, and they have 122 design registrations for their products that have been designed and made in India. You know, that is making them to become more unique since they are patenting all their work, since they are getting their IP rights for their innovations or inventions, they are getting the recognition in the market. So only Honda has invested 50% share on the Aether Energy. Are you able to understand? Right?
Yes,
Okay. And also not only with the bike manufacturer, they are also into charging points. They are also making Aether grid in Bangalore. They are planning with the Aether grid in Bangalore. So these are some of the unique things. And this is how the Aether has become more unique when compared to other electric bike manufacturers. Nanu Aether onde alla. There are many other electric bike manufacturers in Bangalore. But they are not even recognized by most of the people. Why? Because they are not into this technological growth. They doesn't want to. They are not giving importance on the patents or recognizations. So they are not growing also, right? This is the youngest scientist. Okay, Rohan G. Ganapati. Okay, they have started a company called Bellatrix Aerospace Private Limited. You know where this company is? You know where this company is? This company is actually funded by ISRO. 200 crores of funding has been received by this company. Where this company is? Any idea? So what they are into? This company is into electric propulsion systems, and they have patented their find their whatever they have done. The company has developed and applied patent for a new type of electric propulsion system that runs on water as a propellant. Okay, first of its kind globally, and can effectively save up to 2 times on overall mission cost due to increased payload capacity. So, Nanu, one thing I want to mention here, this Bellatrix company, Rohan Ganapati is a youngest scientist, okay, who started this company. Actually, this person is from Coimbatore. There's one more person behind this, and that is called Yashas and Nutan Prasanna. This photo, what you can see here, he is my student. He was a student of Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering. He completed his engineering just 3 years back. I think 2017 or 16 or 17, something in that period of engineering. Okay, and this is their say their financial what they have. Their annual revenue they have 59.4 thousand dollars. Okay, that's the annual revenue they have in 2018. Okay, and this is the person. This Nutan Prasanna is the person behind this company. Understanding? They and what's their age is? Their age is not even 23 or 24, and they started a company. They invented a technology. They started a company. They make it as a private limited company. They patented their technology. Now they are selling their technology to ISRO. They are selling their technology to ISRO. That is the strength of patenting or getting the IP rights for the works that you are doing. Understanding, right? Any difficult? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, there is one more company started by BVC student. Okay. Divisira Private Limited. You know how many patents they have taken? They have already taken 3 patents. So you can see the list of here. Uday Shankar, even he is in Vidyavardhaka College. Okay. So they have already taken 3 patents. Field device with self-testing of a piezoelectric transducers, force fire supply for industrial process field devices, a wireless adapter for the replacement of a telephone wire. So these are the technologies they have developed and they have taken the patent. Now they are finding the investors. Once you have the patent, once you have the technology, once you safeguard the technology that you have invented, now it is next step is to get the investors. This is the same thing happened in Bellatrix. They had a technology, they have invented something, they went for an investors, hunt for an investors, then finally they got ISRO. From ISRO itself, 200 crores were invested on that particular company itself. So similarly, now they are doing with Divisara Private Limited Company. So how to get these patents? I'll tell you how to get these patents. There's one more faculty in Vidyavardhaka College who has filed a patent. Okay, so it was been filed in 4/9/2020 last year. Okay, and what was the technology? A novel method for farm level processing of tomatoes. Okay, so they had developed a novel method to protect the tomatoes, and that methodology was been patented. Okay, it was been done by Arun C. Dikshit. He was in faculty in Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, assistant professor. Okay, he has filed this patent. Now, once he has filed the patent, next time is to develop. You can find the investors. So it is not always that you want to find the investors. Nimge, I wanted to tell one more story here. Actually, there are lots of things where uh, I just forgot. I'll let you know. So actually, fire resisting wires ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು? Electric wires with fire resisting coating. Have you heard of this, boys? Hello? Electric
Yes,
wires
sir.
with fire resistance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know the technology, how the technology was been evolved, how the technology was been introduced into the market. Actually, long before, one of the professor, okay, he just invented that one and he just made a journal paper. Okay, he just made one journal paper and he published that journal paper. And one of the manufacturer actually read that journal paper, read his publication, and by seeing his publication, he actually made the wires with thermal resisting coatings. Okay, then it became popular in the market. Actually, ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದವನಿಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ದಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ he didn't had the idea on the capacity of the invention that he did. He just made a journal and he just published in one of the journals, but it actually became more popular when it was been taken over by the company, when they made it as a commercial, when they commercialized this uh, research work. Okay, so that is how the inventions happens. That is how that is how even a small ideas can bring up huge amount. It's a huge money. Okay, so that is the strength of an patent. Understanding. So every idea is it's very important, and every idea has to be protected, right? So there's when Bharat sir started with my profile, even I didn't know about this. Actually, when Bharat sir started with my profile, he mentioned I did my research work on biodiesel. Actually, I didn't patent my idea. Actually, I didn't put it to my any of the patents of the whatever the research work I have done. But after seeing this, I realized even I can put my research work into the patent. So this patent was been published in uh, publication date 4/9/2020. Okay, filing was 24/8/2020. So this is the patent journal. It is published in patent journal. Okay, methyl esters of Karanja oil for diesel engine. He is into biodiesel. Okay, but he has used the Karanja oil and he made it, and he is actually putting it as his own work, and is getting the patent of this. Okay, so and even now, like in pandemics, lots of innovations has happened, and most of them are utilizing or actually patenting their innovations. So one of these example is here. So this is actually the patent was been taken on the social distance device for COVID-19. So they have developed a device. This is an innovation concept of creating a physical system that separates us from society. A social isolation is a mechanism to avoid the transmission of the infection illness to ensure the physical disinfection between the people and growing the amount of infection among the between the people. See, now the need of the society has actually become the requirement of the society has been made someone to invent the new thing, and whatever the invention that he has done, he has actually patenting it. Are you able to understand? So what do you mean by patenting? Why we have to go for patenting? Are you
Yes.
able to understand? Any difficulty in understanding till now?
No, sir.
So similarly, there was one more example here. IoT-based UVC disinfectant cash box. So these are the market requirement, whatever the market requirement it is. For that, even a small idea, whatever the ideas that you are developing, you can just go for the applying of, you can get the patent for the ideas that you have developed. Okay, and you can be an owner of the whatever the innovations that you are doing, right? So this is all about my presentation. Any difficulty in understanding, boys? This is just an overview of IPR. I don't think I went into. I just wanted to show you one more thing. So where to file the? I just wanted to. So if you want to patent, you can just go to ipindia.gov.in. Okay, if you go to this particular web portal, you can see there patent, design, trademark, all these things have been assigned here. As I told, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲೇ ತೋರಿಸ್ದೆ. I just shown you where uh, the Mr. Arun Dikshit was been patented. He patented in the design, in the publication of the design. If you go to publication of the design, you have again trademark journal, patent journal. If you go to patent journal, so he was actually his patent number. I remember his patent number. I'll just open that document for you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it was 36/2020. So 36/2020. So if you go to part 1, go to control F and say Dikshit. So here it is. So you can see. So this is where his patent application was been published. Publication, and this is the application number. So when you have to go for patent, any idea? When you feel it is unique or novel. Am I right? So
Yes, sir.
before you start to patent your idea, first you have to make a patent search. Or even if you want to take the trademark rights, you have to make a trademark search. If you before you go for a copyright rights, you need to make a search actually. Without making the proper patent search, you cannot publish anything. Once you have a extensive research or extensive search of the particular technology, then only you can publish it. So this is the where he has published, and this is the application number. So if you want to patent something or publish in any of the patent journals, you go to this website, and every procedure has been given here itself. So checklist for design applications, forms, publications, frequently asked questions, manual, rules, and everything, acts, whatever the acts in which comes under design patenting, all those things has been mentioned here, right? So with this, you can just patent your ideas and get the uh, your rights on the. You can get your intellectual property rights on whatever the new innovations or new creations that you're going to do. Any doubts?
If you have any doubts, you can put that in chat.
Was it interesting? Did I make it interesting? Because see, basically, I'm not into commerce or things where I can put more, elaborate more on the law enforced on IPR and other things. But I just showcased you how we can a small innovations or small thoughts that comes in your mind can be patented and which can be an asset for you in future also. Right? That is what my efforts have taken in this presentation. Right, boys?
Yeah. Sir, I have one doubt.
Hmm.
Sir, can process be patented?
Yes, process can also be patented. Process or product. See, when you have a process which is unique, when you say, see, nimge fast tag another gotta nimge.
Yes, sir.
Fast tag, it's a process where they have showcased how to use a fast tag for easy deposition of for toll sell easy ಆಗಿ toll na pay ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. Well, that can be patented.
Okay, sir. What I'm asking is, when it comes to FASTag, actually FASTag is going to use some technology for operations.
Hmm.
Without mentioning technology, if someone is going to
Idea.
design a process.
Ideas can also be patented. You can protect your ideas. Yes. Look at
Okay,
a
okay.
product also. You can protect your ideas.
Okay, sir. Actually, ನನಗೆ ಇದು RFID ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ದೇನೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ RFID ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಹೀಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್?
No. No, usually, oh yeah, you can protect your ideas also. I think so. I'm sure. You
Okay.
can protect your ideas also. Yes.
Okay. So it comes under process, but I don't have technology to implement it.
Showcase, yes, exactly. But you can ideas can be. See, usually how the patents happens, I tell you. So if you have invented some technology,
Yes,
you
sir.
actually think what are the possible ways of copying that technology. In all the ways, you have to protect it.
Okay.
You must showcase him. This can also be copyrighted like this. So if we copyright like this, he will be sued. This can also be reprinted like this. And the pratyondu, every corners na yochne ಮಾಡಿ, and in every dimension you have to protect it.
Okay.
Okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ whenever you go for a patent, you're going to make an extensive patent search so that you can whatever the thoughts or process that you are getting must not be there in that process. Okay, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್.
Okay.
Any idea? Any more?
Sir, can we have a joint patents or copyrights?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Sure, 100% you can have. Unless like when you are willing to share your when you are willing to share your ideas or thoughts with someone else, you can do it. You can have a joint. You can share it. Hello.
Yes. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, that can be done.
Yes, sir.
Actually, ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ತೋರ್ಸದ್ನಲ್ಲ.
Yes,
See,
sir.
here Dikshit was the main person for the innovation of this new technology, but he has given the right. He has given this. With him, there are some other persons who has also been getting the advantage. Okay, Vishmair, Guru Raju, Harshavardhanu, Jimmy Navin Prakash.
Okay.
Even they are the part of this innovation. Even they takes the credit of this innovation.
Okay. Okay, sir. If students are having any doubts, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can put that in chat. Yes. Any doubts? No doubts.
Okay, it was nice.
Yes, sir.
And I like even as I told you, like It was just an effort from my side to introduce you what is intellectual property rights and how it has been used in industries and how it benefits an industry.
Yes, sir. And I thank you, sir, for addressing our students.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for
Thank
giving
you,
an
sir.
opportunity.